Finally have time to make a video. So I had posted to Instagram asking if anybody would be curious in seeing our homeschool room, kind of what our daily rhythm is, just to give an idea out there. Homeschooling is all about finding your own rhythm, but this is just what works for us. When I first decided to start homeschooling, I had seen a few videos and vlogs online, and that kind of helped me. So hopefully this can help somebody. If not, take a glimpse into what my house looks like. So here's a quick little view of our classroom, as long as my camera stays in focus here. It is just our dining room. We do not have a special room in our house for a homeschool classroom. We don't have a huge house, so we kind of use it as a combo of our dining room. I like doing that because then when Dad comes to have dinner with us, he sees all the stuff that Carter's been working on throughout the week. Going to start in one corner and work our way around. So this is kind of our circle time area where we do the days of the week, what day it is today, learning how to write the date. We do have our morning and closing verse, the activities that we're doing today, some of the different stuff that we have, coding on Wednesdays. We do traveling. Carter's got a fencing class that he's a part of. We do art twice a week. At least one of those days is watercolor painting. Music, we do the recorder with Oak Meadow curriculum, and on Fridays we do baking with one of our cookbooks. We've been working on the Minecraft cookbook lately, which we found at the library, and Carter loves it. These are just some of the curriculum books that we've been working on this year. We got the music book, woodworking. Folktales was kind of the language arts book this year to go with third grade. And Carter just was not really getting the stories. It was turning into more of a struggle for him to remember these. They were a little long, a little more elaborate, and he just wasn't interested, so it was getting a little hard to keep him entertained and focused with that. And excuse my extremely squeaky floors. So we switched over to one of the Waldorf readers, Tell Me a Story, which just has shorter stories in it with really great messages, and we also started to act out the stories as we read them instead of him just listening at bedtime when he's tired and not really paying attention. And that seemed to work a lot better for us. So, joys of homeschool, you get to do what works for you. Every year at the beginning with Oak Meadow, they have you make a treasure chest. This is our treasure chest for third grade. It just holds all of his crafts that he's made that don't go in the lessons book that he likes, his favorite ones. And then our lesson board, which just kind of has the highlights of our last semester's work that we've been working on. Noun, verb, adjectives. We've been talking a lot about the water cycle, the rock cycle, the cycle of a river and its life cycle, Roman numerals, times tables, long division, and sentence structure along with beginning measurements. Some of you probably, if you've noticed, who also do Oak Meadow, we are actually a year behind in music. Carter was not ready for music the first year we had started homeschooling, and I kind of needed a refresher myself before I dove into teaching it. So we are actually a year behind, but we still do it. Probably don't do it as much as we should, but hoping we can get Carter into a band instrument here this next year and maybe can play with some of the public school kids. So a couple more of my poetry books. We've read a lot of poetry this year. So stickers are golden. And then this is my teacher's cabinet where I keep a lot of the extra stuff, not Oak Meadow curriculum, but any extra things that we want to work with, craft books. It's very messy right now, us being the end of the year. So we've got Wildcraft, a homeschool must-have. Different projects down below is anything that Carter can grab, science experiments, coloring books, board games, the clock with numbers, the word family is things that we've also made throughout the year. He's free to grab at the bottom. And there's Play-Doh, my giant philodendron. Down here in my other cabinet, we keep the toolboxes, which are like our pencil boxes. We use the old-fashioned actual wooden toolboxes. They're durable, they last a long time, they hold a lot of stuff. We got our beeswax crayons, colored pencils, regular pencil, scissors, and Meadow keeps pushing the camera away, so forgive her. So that's Carter's, and then on this side, I already have Meadows ready, yay! And another Waldorf reader. That's a really good one. And then just kind of my worksheets that we've done. We do have a little easel, which is probably going to be the last year for our easel. It's gotten pretty beat up. We're going to try to find something to get against the wall. Our sewing chair. This has all of our knitting stuff in it. We've got our knitter's basket along with all that fun stuff. Down here is our loom where Carter's currently working on a scarf for a friend. And then this is what we call the big house, which is our gnome's house. Right now there's no gnomes home. We just got a little couple trinkets for them, clothesline, a little house. And then down below is all of our gnomes. We've got the math gnomes, weather gnomes, we've got the planets, and we've got just plain ones. There's greater than, less than, so we've got tons of gnomes in here that like to come out and play. Then, I'll give you an example of some of our lessons books. So these are just art, recycled paper art books that I pick up at the beginning of the year. We do one book for each subject. So this would be his science. And I like to keep the spiral bound books because I save these forever. When he's an adult, he can throw them away because I will never be able to. It'll just have a keepsake for him on all the hard work that he's done. We love Bill Nye. Love him. We use Bill Nye a lot. So those are our lesson books. One thing you've probably noticed we're missing is a nature table. We have two very rambunctious cats, and every time we have tried to set up a nature table, they've destroyed it. So we kind of gave up on the nature table. Maybe when Meadow's older, we can build something better, but right now we do not have one. I have to show you this cute lamp. Thrift store find. I love that lamp. So, one other thing people have asked me is if we do school all year round with homeschool or not, and we do not. One thing that we like to do during the summer is do nature school or forest school. Scored these books a couple of years ago. Well, one of them a couple of years ago, one of them just came out. Love it. So those are filled with fun activities for the summer. We're also going to be doing this year, Carter's going to camp for the first time, so we're going to be doing an assault prevention awareness class. And we've also been talking about racism and getting into that and what we can do to continue the fight against racism and what we can do in our family specifically to be a good example to others out there. So we follow, obviously, if you follow my account, you know we use Oak Meadow curriculum. I love Oak Meadow very much. I love Waldorf style, but I am just I needed something more to point me in the right direction. I didn't like how kind of vague Waldorf is, and there really isn't a Waldorf curriculum. Oak Meadow does go off of their philosophy, so I really, really, really like Oak Meadow. And I wouldn't say we stick to the curriculum to a T. We do a little bit of our own stuff as we need to. If there's something he's interested in, we'll pause and we'll work on that instead. Festival Family and Food, my #1 non-curriculum go-to book. I love that book. I use it all the time. Very fun stuff and activities in there. This has been my 3rd grade savior, which is another Waldorf math book. Awesome ideas. Love it. It's helped me out quite a bit. And I don't think there's anything else. I'm looking around. All this crazy stuff. It always looks a little chaotic. Hi, Carter. At the end of the year when we're winding down, but then we get all cleaned up during the summer, don't we, bud? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Meadow joined us, like I said. So that's kind of our classroom. A daily rhythm for us is not in any way traditional. We wake up when we want, and we start when we're done with breakfast and the bedrooms are cleaned up and the morning chores are done. We usually do school, I want to say, anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. It really just depends on how well Carter's paying attention and stays focused, how I'm feeling, and what else is going on in the day. It is important for us. We do try to sit down in our dining room to do the work so that we're in a quiet, restful place that we can focus easier. It's been really hard for both of us, I guess, to stay focused outside. There's something specific to do when we do observations and stuff that's completely different. You think so, Meds? So if there's any other questions that you guys have, just let me know. You can go ahead and message me directly. Otherwise, I don't know what else to tell you. This is our room. And remember, homeschool is about... My alarm was going off, excuse me. But if you have any other questions, anything you want to know, more questions about Oak Meadow, I am not sponsored by them. I just promote them because it's something that has worked for us, and homeschooling has been a completely amazing journey. So, and that's my future homeschooler. So, thank you.